welcome to day 29 of the Big Macs Challenge. So I found a recipe yesterday for something I wanted to try. I wanted to do another noodle-y type dish, but I really wanted to do like a soup type thing. And this one is called Persian/Iranian inspired noodle soup. And it is from a website that I wouldn't probably normally find stuff on. I wouldn't think. It's wildgreensandsardines.com. But this is completely vegan. So yeah, why not, right? I totally forgot last night when I got home to soak garbanzo beans, which is a bummer because I really and truly left myself enough time to make this soup using whole garbanzo beans, whole chickpeas. So anyways, I'm going to be using a can of chickpeas after I rinse and drain it really well. But I did stop last night and get a container of lentils. So I'm going to be using real lentils in the recipe because they only cook for half an hour. It's not that big of a deal. And I've got over 2 hours before I need to go to work. So we're good to go in terms of that. So this soup has lots of time, labor intensive. However, you could totally cut this down by cooking your onions ahead of time and just leaving them in the refrigerator ready to go whenever you are. Using canned chickpeas and using canned lentils, and that totally works too. So it really wouldn't have to be that labor intensive. And also so I'm going to put soybean pasta in here, and it says to use linguine, which would be preferable shape wise, I would assume, but this is what I'm going to use because there's a ton of fiber in this, and like linguine noodles, I would have to buy brown rice ones, and there's like very little. So this box, for the whole box, has 52? Where's how many servings are in here? Yeah, 52. The lentils that I'm going to use are in about 6, and the can of chickpeas has about 15. So just in that part, without counting the onion, which does have some, there's green onions and spinach, and not worried about the rest of it. That's plenty if I actually ate this whole thing, which I have no idea how much this is going to make, so I probably am not going to end up eating this whole thing, but that's okay too. So first things first, you want to take 6 cloves of garlic and a large onion or 2 medium onions, and you want to cook them. So I had 1 purple onion and half of a white onion. So that right there is a very, very large onion. But my onion basket is empty. Like, there's little onion flakies in the bottom from the skins, and that's it. I can't tell you the last time we had that basket on the counter and it was empty. I don't know what happened to our onions. We used them all. So anyways, you want to cook those 2 things for a really long time. It says till deep golden brown, about 25 minutes. So I am going to attempt to be patient and cook the onions low and slow. It says cook the onions for about 25 minutes, then add your 6 cloves of garlic that have been chopped, and obviously I just buy minced garlic. Stir that for about a minute or 2, and then take a third of that out because you're going to use it as garnish. So do that if you want to, don't do that if you don't want to. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. That's just a pretty sake. So then when your onions are done, I'm going to take you through the next step. When the onions are done, you want to add your chickpeas that you're supposed to be cooking, along with 2 cups of veggie broth and 2 cups of water, and cover that, let it cook and simmer for like an hour and a half. Okay, so I don't have time to do that. And I don't anyway because I didn't soak my chickpeas like I meant to. Then after that, you add your lentils. Let's see, how much turmeric? A half teaspoon of turmeric, some salt and pepper, which I'll just put some pepper, and 2 cups of water. Return to boil. Cover and simmer over low heat until the lentils are tender, about 15 to 20 minutes. And while you're doing that, it says to cook your pasta. So I am going to do the onions like it says, and then when those are done, I'm going to put in the 2 cups of veggie broth. 2 cups of veggie broth, 2 cups of water, and cook the lentils and the pasta in one dish. I really don't see that as being a big deal. Well, I have to cook the lentils first, don't get me wrong. The pasta takes, when you're cooking this pasta, it takes like 4 to 6 minutes. So this kind of goes in towards the end, like when you put in your spinach. But I'm going to let you know I'm going to cook it in the same pot with the rest of the food. I don't think that I need to cook it separately. This stuff doesn't get super, super starchy. And I think it's just going to make it super creamy. I don't see it being a problem. I'll let you know after I make it if you shouldn't have done that, Heather. But I don't see it being an issue. I think it's going to be just fine. So then, and then at that point you want, after everything is ready, with the soup part of it, you want to add dill, cilantro, and green onions. So you mix a third of a cup of dill, half a cup of cilantro, and a third cup of green onions. I did stop at the store last night. I got the lentils. I tried to get dill. They didn't have any. I don't ever buy cilantro because I don't like it. So I'm going to use dried dill, no cilantro whatsoever, and I have green onions. And they also say to put some green onions in your soup and put some green onions on the side for some garnish. So keep that in mind as well. And then at the end, you're supposed to take the third of the onions that you took out to garnish, and you're supposed to mix that with a teaspoon of dried mint and saute it a little bit. And then that's also garnishing pretty on top. It doesn't say optional, but it does say on here that towards the end that you can put in 5 ounces of baby spinach. So yeah, I mean, you'd want to use the spinach. I bought a bag of spinach last night, so I have plenty of spinach, but I want to chop it a little bit so it's finer. I don't want big, long, chunky things of spinach in my soup, but little pieces of spinach are awesome. And then the last thing it says on here is you want to garnish with a spoonful of Greek yogurt or sour cream, and then add the caramelized onion, garlic, and fresh herbs and onions and all that kind of stuff, and then squeeze it with lime if you want to. So I'm going to go and put together some soup. Following those steps, please go look at the recipe that's linked in the description box below. But this shouldn't be too terribly difficult, just maybe a little bit labor intensive in terms of time. So I'm gonna go get the food started, and I will be back with you guys in a little bit when I've got it ready to go so that you guys can see what it looks like. We'll do a quick taste test, and that'll be fine. I don't mind. So I'll see you guys again soon. All right, guys, so I am done making soup, and I don't know what this tastes like because I haven't tasted it yet, but it smells fantastic, and it is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love turmeric and stuff. It makes it so vibrant and so colorful. Not necessarily do I love the flavor of it if you get too much, because I've done that before too, but look how pretty this is. Isn't that neat? So obviously I've got a couple of the onions on top with some of the scallions and some of the mint mixed in, but here, let's go all the way down so you guys can actually see this. Isn't that super, super, super pretty? I am very, very excited about this. It turned out really, really pretty. So let's see if it tastes as good as it looks. Sometimes things don't taste quite as awesome as they look, do they? But it smells really good, and it looks very good. And it was really actually not difficult to put together. I did cook the pasta in with the food, and with I didn't cook it at the same time as the lentils, obviously. But it took a little bit longer for the pasta to cook than I thought it might, but that's because I didn't have as much fluid in there. That's good. It's a totally different flavor than anything that I would typically make, because I don't usually add a lot of dill, and mint is not something that I normally put in food, but it's very good. So I'm going to take 2 bowls of this. I should know better and put a big bite in my mouth. What am I thinking? Very, very good. I need to go finish making muffins for my kids, finish uploading a video and for the day, and go pack up some soup so I can be on my way to work. So I can stop and get gas on my way to work, because it's like a never-ending battle. I drive a truck and it just runs out of gas all the dang time. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys tonight for some exercise. I do not have my brace on right now. It recommends on there to wear it for 8 to 12 hours a day for 5 days, and then to see if you're having any improvement. And I have to say, I wore it all day yesterday. When I came home, I took it off. I didn't need it for the pace workout. I took it off when I got home and was getting changed, and my elbow immediately started hurting again, which is awesome, because when it was on, it didn't hurt at all. Well, it just hurt mildly. It was way better than it has been. So I think that's awesome. It's actually working, I think. So I'm going to continue to wear that for a while and get all healed up, and then I don't know. We'll see how tonight goes with weights and wearing the new brace, but I think it'll be fine. So I'll see you guys again soon. Well, hello everyone. So I am home from work. Just got home from work and headed upstairs, put my stuff down, get changed so I can work out. My kiddos are watching a documentary about I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. It's either about the Black Sea or digging up a ship that's in the sea or something. I'm not really sure what they're watching. They're watching a documentary on something. So I don't need the TV to do the exercises anymore as far as the weightlifting goes. So I have my arm brace with me. And my husband is going to be nice and bring up weights because I don't feel like carrying them up the stairs because I'm lazy. And we're just going to work out upstairs in the room that's right back over here. We've got like the computer in there and my sewing table and that kind of stuff. So anyways, food today was really good. What are you doing, kitty? Food was really, really good. So I really liked the soup. One of the bowls I took 2 bowls of soup with me. One of the bowls, my technician ate half of it and she thought it was fabulous. In fact, she's like, oh my gosh, print out that recipe for me. I have to have that. Although she said that she would like it better, she thinks, if it was served over rice rather than served with pasta. So keep that in mind. Maybe that's an option. And my husband had it for supper and he thought it was really good. So, hey, another good soup recipe. How exciting. Yeah. So that's it for me for today, guys. I am going to go get changed because I can't work out in a sweatshirt, and I have worked out with my headphones on before and they flop up and hit me in the face. Obviously, when I'm doing weights, that really probably won't be an issue. But anyways, that's it for me for now. I will see you guys again tomorrow for another day.